Yeah.
Way to show up. Those of you that are here in person, the first few got a special agent resources kit. It has an intake form you can use right away and 111 things that you can do with the buyer's agent. So thank you for showing up in person. And I'm stoked to have Marcus here as my co-host. Welcome, Marcus.
I was just checking the commodity ringer.
Oh, yeah.
No, when I
Thank
heard.
Yeah. So the reason behind the co-hosting is we're all so different. We all have different superpowers, and I wanted to take the first 5 minutes of each meeting, give you guys the opportunity to get to know one another and learn from each other. So Marcus, I'm interested in how you got into real estate.
Oh, well, first off, I'm Marcus Springs, Taurus, Beatles over Stones and Kendrick over Drake. So I got into real estate because I was, as you can tell, working at the record store up the street. I was in retail for 13 or 14 years, and a friend of mine who was a broker, he came into the store one day and he saw me having fun with some customers. And when they left, he said, did you know everyone likes you? And I said, oh, thank you. That's really nice. And he says, did you know that's not normal? And I said, what do you mean? He says, I get the feeling you think everybody likes each other because you walk around and everybody likes you and you like them. But you know, that's like a superpower. And I said, oh, okay. He says, people want to work with people they like. People like you. Why aren't you selling houses or yachts instead of CDs and LPs? And I said, I don't know. And he said, well, if you go get your real estate license, I'll give you a job selling houses. So I went home and got my pre-licensing that night, signed up for it, and a few months later, I was a realtor.
Awesome. Great story. Thank you. And what would you tell your day one realtor self?
I would say come to Keller Williams. Because although my friend got me pried out of retail and got my foot in the door, he had a very small brokerage and he had zero opportunity to train me. And I said, you know, where can I get training? He said, you know what? I want you to go to Keller Williams for at least 6 months. He said, you can come back or you can stay there if it's a good fit. But I want you to get the training there. Here's my friend Lisa Teichner's number. And I called up Lisa. I always joke around that it was like she was the first person I saw coming out of the jungle, like Dr. Livingston, Stanley Leakey, I presume, type of thing, because I was out there hacking around with a knife in the jungle trying to make this work. And she was like, we got a whole village over here of people that know how to make this work. So I joined Keller Williams, and that was like 5 or 6 years ago now. So if you're just starting out, trust me, you're in the right place.
Awesome, awesome. You mentioned your superpower of like you. What would you say is the secret to your success and sustainability in the career?
Well, I think they tie in together. I think it's listening, and I think it's actually just being an active listener and like being inquisitive and caring about other people's situation. That's helped me a lot. And also, the first time I got a real estate check, I was a musician and a retail clerk for 20 years. And the first time I got a real estate check, it was easily the biggest check I ever got in my entire life. So I was like, okay, I think I'm in the right business. And I've just always been like, well, the only way to quit this, only way to fail this is to quit. So I just kept doing it no matter what, every single day. I just do the things realtors do. Either it's cold calling or warm calling or open housing or whatever it is. Do something every day to lead gen basically and try to get some deals into escrow.
Awesome. Would you read our mission statement for us, please?
Our mission is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving.
Thank you. So we have a super important announcement that involves your paychecks. And if you have friends who aren't on the huddle, tell them this information. It will impact when you get your check. And we have our very own MCA Christy on to explain.
Good morning. We sent out an e-blast on Friday afternoon, and we've also I sent out emails separately to all the outside transaction coordinators that we have for all islands on this update. What's happening is KWRI is transitioning everything over to Command, including all the backend DA commissions that we used to do in our software, which is called Winmore. And it was a very old DOS system that we used to use. On your end, you're still going to be submitting commissions in Command like you normally did, but it's going to be easier. It's a one pager instead of going through the tab and scrolling all the way down. It's going to be a lot easier. However, there's a transitional period where while KWRI is moving all the information from this DOS program into Command, which is called the replication period, you will no longer be able to submit DA requests in Command. And the time period is July 1st through July 8th. So anyone who has a closing that's supposed to close in the month of June, if you haven't already submitted your DA requests in Command, you should do it right now, because as from July 1st to the 9th, you're not gonna, if you create commissions or opportunities in Command between July 1st to the 8th, it will be lost in computer land. And you're gonna have to recreate opportunities July 9th in order for it to appear again. So July 1st through July 9th, do not submit commissions in Command for anything. It has to be, you have to do it now until June 30th, or wait until July 9th. Everything was sent out to the TCs, outside TCs. If you guys have any questions, you can email me or even bring it up now. Any submissions in commissions for Command Command that you've already done so, we're going to be sending out all of the DAs today and within 24 hours as of today, everything, because it's crucial that these are sent out to you before July 1st. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, if you have any questions, I'm going to put in the chat my email address that you can email if you have any questions. All of the TCs, including core, including any outside TCs, they're all aware of this. But if you are unsure, you can email me, or you can also email your TC. If you feel like they may not know, then make sure your TCs do know and say, hey, Christy sent that an email. If not, then let me know. And then I will also call them and be like, hey, I sent you guys an email. If you have any questions, let us know. And yes, Steve, make sure your TCs know too. We sent out to every single outside TC. If you think I'm missing anyone, you can email me as well. And that's it for me. After this and after the transition, it'll be so much easier when you guys submit commissions in Command. The DAs are going to be pretty much created by the agents seamlessly, where you don't really have to wait for anything. So it'll be a good transition.
Awesome. Thank you, Christy. We appreciate all that you do to get us our checks. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Marcus.
So this week, the short-term rental mastermind continues Wednesday, June 26th at noon.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
And we'll discuss RAM updates and inform agents about Maui's facts and actions to competently address client questions and guide decisions. We'll also cover top questions and concerns from buyers, sellers, and agents. Everyone is welcome and encouraged to attend. It's going to be hosted by Lee Potts and Susan Deloria.
This is worth your time, guys. We had almost 20 people in the Kihei office, really high-level conversations about what's happening. We want to stay ahead of our competitors in having those conversations. So please make the drive. It'll be worth it. Fairway Shops. All at Fairway Shops. Also, during the meeting, if you can, be thinking of Pauhana topics that you might like to learn about at our Pauhanas. They're third Friday at 3 o'clock. And the lady leaders who are putting it together, we're sending a survey out afterwards, but if you think of anything, please put it in the chat or speak now even. We're just looking for some more ideas on what you'd like to hear about and from. So think about it throughout the meeting and then we'll revisit. Okay. Calling volunteers, Liza. We need help at 1:45, the 27th. So Liza, did you want to speak to this at all? I'll be there. Oh, you'll be there? Sora's gonna be there. Bringing people. This Thursday. This Thursday, 1:45.
This is something very near and dear to my heart. Role Play Wednesdays, June 26th. That's this Wednesday. It continues. 7:30 to 8 a.m. and 4:30 to 5 p.m. via Zoom. I used to run a script practice group here, and so that's something I wholeheartedly endorse. Script practice helps a lot. And JC's right here. He and I used to script practice all day long practically because I ask him questions and he'd go, "This is how you say it."
That's awesome. Okay.
That link on for 4:30 isn't working.
Oh, the link isn't working? Okay. Also, so you guys know, the author of Exactly What to Say has an exclusive partnership with Keller Williams. I had to register for the class and giving you this information throughout the huddles moving forward. It started at 4, it's currently still going on, but it's definitely worth your time. It's all about exactly what to say, conversations. Congratulations to our graduates, those you guys who graduated. Thank you, and a special thank you to Nicole for running the amazing graduation ceremony. Appreciate you for that. Thank you. I love having an office next to Nicole because I know when she's coaching because there's always laughter going on and great conversation. So, okay.
Financial Mastery 101 is going to be happening June 26th. It's a lot happening. Oh no, that's June 28th. I'm sorry. I was going to say Wednesday's packed. June 28th. That's Friday, as I recall. Elevating your money management skills, money playlist. Wealth strategies through real estate. Sasha, Don, and Julie, Dan, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is very small print. Dan and Julie are gonna be hosting. Definitely want to know about all of the stuff they have to say.
He's the founder of the real estate planner community. So you get a glimpse into the founder's mentality. I'm super excited. That'll be this Friday. Thank you. And West Maui Huddle. Colette will be here for that. So definitely worth the drive. It's at Luxury Listing in the coffee farms. And so if you haven't been there, it's an excuse to get in. Colette will be doing state of the industry for us and lunch will be provided. So hope to see you guys there.
I actually quit coffee, so I'll get scared. Coffee. Life by Design, using the 411 goal system, hosted by Randy Antonio. I love hearing from Randy Antonio because if there's anybody who has done Life by Design, it's him. I was just telling him this 2 weeks ago. He's one of the ultimate role models for this. In this 3-hour interactive workshop, will cover knowing your UVP, defining your big rocks and big why, time blocking your year for fun and joy, define your must daily work day a week, and why you need accountability and leverage, creating a working 411 plan. I learned quite a bit about time blocking and scheduling just by talking to this guy the first year that I was here at KWRM.
That's a great class. Thank you, Marcus.
11 to 3 on the 11th of July.
Jonathan is asking for help. We need some more people for July 17th. If anybody would like to do that, let us know. There's usually only 5 spots. It's an incredible time. They're serving like 60 meals last time. And it's in South Maui at St. Teresa's Church. It's the one that Gary donated $50,000 for because of our efforts. So please let Jonathan know if you can volunteer. Or say so now. And thank you for, oh, you can do this.
Big mahalos to our monthly donors from Hale Cow, Feeding the Hungry with Compassion and Aloha. And I recognize all the faces, but the print is very small. I wanna actually, recognize everybody, Jonathan Udis, Ray Davis, Marion Holler, J.C. Cicino, Dean Otto, Teresa Short, Barrett and Kat Purcell, Laura Shopner, Sora Meyer, Keone Ball, Samantha Kramer, and Joyce Mitchell.
Thank you. For this month is Teresa.
I should have worn my bigger glasses today.
I imagine that our broker has some updates for us.
I do.
Yeah, all right, let's hear all about it.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. What's wrong with everybody? You're so quiet today.
Hi, Keone.
All right, there we go. Okay, let's start out with your ABA. Who can tell me what ABA is? Affiliated business
Agreement.
affiliated business arrangement. We have interest in First Hawaii Title. So now you'll see your contracts in the D section addenda, adding the ABA addenda, and then you'll have the form also in the lineup as a template or in the templates. Please add those to all your purchase contracts, even if you don't use Hawaii Title, because it's a disclosure item that we have to disclose it, because you might switch to them at some point during the escrow. We just want to make sure that we have it out there. So anyway, don't forget to do that.
Question.
Yes.
Yes, what happens if the other side won't sign it?
I have run into that a little bit. They should sign it if it's part of the contract.
Mhm.
The one I got in discussions with it wasn't part of the contract. So I was kind of like, well, we're gonna add it then to the contract, right? And so then they were signing it. But so make sure that if it's part of the contract, if they won't sign it, let me know. I gotta call their broker and say like it's part of the contract, they should sign it. But good question.
I've had some pushback just that they're, why are we adding forms that are not really applicable?
Yeah. So we get pushback on that. It's our disclosure, so we're signing it, right? They don't want to sign it, that's up to them.
Last question, we technically also have an ABA with KW Mortgage. Are we ever gonna put those two together?
Good question. Let me look into that.
Okay.
And see. Yeah, let me find out who the partners are on the KW Mortgage.
Yeah, I'm not sure anyone's using them, being we don't have a local rep anymore,
Yeah,
Yeah. That's fine.
so.
okay, awesome. Thank you, Kathy. Good questions. Anyone else have questions? Anything in the chat? No, okay. Okay, so just reminders to do that. We try to make it simple. The form is right there in the template and the thing is pre-filled. So let's move on to Code of Ethics, Article 1. Everybody loves Article 1. We teach it in pre-licensing. We learn it. When representing a buyer, seller, landlord, tenant, or other client as an agent, realtors pledge themselves to protect and promote the interests of their client. This obligation to the client is primary, but it does not relieve the realtor of their obligations to treat all parties honestly. When serving a buyer, seller, landlord, tenant, or other party in a non-agency capacity. What does non-agency capacity mean? Who are they? Customer, right? Good. Gold star, Zora Meyer. In a non-agency capacity, realtors remain obligated to treat all parties honestly still, right? So let's go to standard of practice 1-13. When entering into a buyer/tenant agreement, realtors must advise potential clients of a few things. 1, the realtor's company policy regarding cooperation. 2, the amount of compensation to be paid by the client. 3, potential for additional or offsetting compensation from other brokers, from the seller or landlord, from other parties. 4, any potential for the buyer tenant representative to act as a disclosed dual agent. e.g. listing broker, sub-agent, landlord agent, etc., right? That is why we do the listing contract with the dual agency disclosure, right? Because our law says you must have more than a general statement disclosing the dual agency. That's why we use the addendum, because we do have it in, what's the bold print point? 10-point bold print. It's a question on your pre-licensing test, believe it or not, if you guys remember that. That's why it's a little bit, because that's state law, right? So anyway, but it says in there that you need more than a general statement. That's why we put it with the listing contract, okay? Okay, that's all I have for that. People that have potential listings in Lahaina, we are working on that. Some things that are, they have water, they have power, they have access. Make sure you still are using the disclosure, the general disclosure that's out from RAM. Things that are in the burn zone that don't have access, don't have water, don't have power. We need to talk about those a little more. We're still trying to figure out what the prices are. I do want to create a working group with a few interested agents so we can kind of brainstorm. We've already been talking about it, like how to come up with prices on this stuff, right? Vacant lots that are burned down, they're now clean. People want to sell them. We should be able to help them. Anyway, stay tuned for that. If you are interested in that, please send me a text or email or something that's saying that you're interested in getting on that working group so we can kind of get together. Graham was supposed to do it, but I haven't heard anything from them. So let's just do it ourselves and we can lead the industry on that sort of thing. Okay, that's all I got. Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay. Alrighty. That's about all we have, unless I would love to hear about listings or buyer needs that you guys have. Anybody on Zoom land want to highlight your listing? Quiet group today.
I would like to. Hi, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay? I have a listing at Villas at Kehalani, and we just lowered the price this morning to 1,349, and they are extremely motivated as they will be retiring and moving off island, and they would love to get an offer to at least open the discussion. It's beautiful. It comes turnkey, and it has about $75,000 in upgrades, and I'll be putting it on Caravan again this week and open houses this weekend.
Awesome, Miranda. Thank you. Who else?
I've got a listing I'd like to highlight.
Awesome.
I've got a Harbor Lights. We also just recently did a price drop. It's sitting at $259. It's been remodeled, brand new kitchen, bathrooms. It's got views of the harbor, sunrise, Haleakala. It's a great updated Harbor Lights unit. I know there's a lot on the market right now, but it's definitely the best value for what you're getting. And the price point on that, we just dropped it to $259. And the only unfortunate thing, well, not unfortunate, this could be great for somebody, but it is for, something like an investor because we've got tenants in there. But the tenants are paying $2,800 a month for Harbor Lights. So definitely one of the higher rents I've seen coming out of there. But great opportunity for an investor at just $259.
Awesome, April. Thank you. Who else?
This is Katie.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie Zimmerman here. Gina Parola and I have a few co-listings at the Whaler. We've got 3 studio units listed between $1,185,000 and $1,395,000. 2 of them are in rental programs, but one of them is vacant, so very easy to show. One of those is also a co-listing with Ann Williams. And then I have a Papakea condo, 1 bedroom plus a loft with 2 bathrooms. It is in a rental program, although there's quite a bit of vacancy this summer. So if you need something quick and fast to show, give me a call, please. Thank you.
Awesome. Who else? while we're waiting and thinking of those Pauhana topics, one of the things that were brought up, last Friday, and I don't know if you guys want to speak to this at all. They are taking testimony tomorrow on the short-term rental, and, I think it was Todd that made us aware, maybe it was you, Keone, that Lahaina Strong is planning to show up wearing red shirts, and so probably the best, not the best way if you're going to give testimonies to start by saying I'm a realtor, right? Because, so we want to come at it with a different perspective, talk about budget and everything else, so. Anybody else?
I have a question.
Yeah,
Is the short-term mastermind recorded anywhere where we can see it?
I think we wanted to be careful about distributing that because of what was said in the room. So that's why,
Gotta be there, bro.
yeah,
Let's go up.
you gotta be there. We didn't want information out that maybe people had said. So yeah, gotta be live.
I have one other question.
Yes,
Why is water all wet? It feels like all wet attention.
why is that?
I'm just.
Repeat the question.
I was,
Why is water wet?
why is water all wet? It's like.
Smoke some weed and then you'll
Feels like
know,
it's deep,
and
yeah.
you'll find out.
The molecules, man. It's what I thought.
He already did, and that's why he asked that question.
Anybody else? Awesome, make it a great week, guys. Thanks for showing up live. Those of you that are here live.